I am back again. I have like 20 something minutes to get to Cummins Fall, and so far the progress in this trip. At first I had the music on and I was just like listening to the words, and something within me just told me, turn off the music, silence please, just silence. You know, sometimes we just have too much noise. I mean, look at these beautiful colors. Oh my goodness, beautiful fall colors. And so I was just silent for maybe 15 minutes or something like that, and I was just like viewing the trees, the colors, and in that I feel like healing was happening. Healing started once I got in the car, y'all. Like, healing started once I woke up in the morning. I was like, you know, Cummins Fall it is today. And then on the road, you don't know what to expect until you just put yourself in the right way, or the right way that's perfect for you. Whether you're trying to get healing, whether you're trying to restore something, or whatever you're wondering or searching for, healing doesn't start or until you put yourself in the right path. Then you're gonna receive what you're getting. And so I didn't know what to expect from just the drive. The drive in itself, it's so, I don't know, it's just doing something within me, and I feel like a lot of frustration has been let go, and just in my silence you just begin to review your thoughts and to just approach yourself, you know. And a lot of us don't like to have silent moment because we're trying to avoid confronting ourselves, and just to come to that place where you feel weak. You just try to avoid it, and it's hard. It really is. It's frustrating, it's annoying, and it doesn't feel good at first, but we all have to do it at some point. If the earlier you do it, the better. You're better off, because if you just wait to have that alone time, or to confront yourself and what's going on with your life, and just to have that deep cleansing, you know how we have spring cleaning, we have to have that to ourselves too, like spring cleaning in our bodies, spring cleaning in our minds, in our hearts, and our emotions, in our in just this pace. Like, we have to have spring cleaning. And now here I am. I'm releasing more of me out, releasing more of the frustration, releasing more of the anxiety, whatever, like all that toxic, the toxic feelings that I've been holding on to. I'm releasing it back again. And so yeah, that's what happened at work yesterday. That was just my breaking point. Like, look, Tuesday, you have to really do something about this. You've been avoiding it for so long, and this is not a good look for you. This is not a good character for you. This is not who you are. And yeah, so here I am heading to Cummins Fall, almost there, and so far, by just viewing the trees and the colors, you know, I just been like, it's inspiring me to go shopping and just buy like sweaters or jackets that are like, mainly sweaters that are like green and
in 2 miles Take the exit on the right.
I'm almost here. Cummins spot. I'm here. Okay, 2 minutes. So yeah, yeah, I like sweaters that are kind of like dark green, light green, lime green, and orange colors, and reddish and yellowish. Like, I'm just inspired by God's creation. I'm really inspired. What's going on in my mind? So far I feel like I'm more at peace with myself. The urge of eating is like arising, but I have to really discipline myself. I'm like, no, we're trying to get good results here. And I don't know how long I'm planning on staying, but it's just a trip, a spontaneous trip, where I just woke up, didn't even plan it. God's voice spoke to me, and I'm just here I am. I'm on the road. Here I am, exit 280.
In 1,000 feet, turn left.
Okay.
Turn left.
So that is my progress so far, and I will continue later on. Alrighty, bye. The Temptations. I'm in here.
Continue straight.
Speedway is here, and I'm like, I need a cup of coffee. But and here's McDonald's. Oh my goodness, the Temptations, y'all, are all over. But in order for us to stand to the end of this life, there has to be some type of discipline. You can't just live this destructive life where you're just saying yes to everything. At some point you have to say no. Okay, enough is enough. Food is never gonna satisfy me. Like, it's never gonna satisfy this deep hunger, this deep desire to get to know who I am, to get to know God more. It's not gonna satisfy it. And so I need to find another food. Like, God, when the disciples were out there trying to get food and stuff like that, he was sitting by the well, and then he met this Samaritan lady, and he was just talking to her about this water, and she was like, he told her, like, can you give me a cup of water? And she's like, well, you're a Samaritan. I mean, I'm a Jew. You are a Jew, and I'm a Samaritan. Like, why are you talking to me? And so that's the thing with God. God is so awesome. She was like, why are you talking to me? And then they got to a point, fast forward to him telling her about her life and how many husbands she has, or how many men she's involved with. And she was like, what are you? Who are you? Are you a prophet? But this is the point where, after he spoke to her and just released her from this sin that she's been living for a long time, the disciples came back, and then they were like, asked them something about, are you hungry or something like that? And then Jesus was like, my food is fulfilling the will of God. Wow, that is so deep. Like, there is better food for me. Like, this physical food is not, it's not going to satisfy like, this is where we come to come to a place where we're confused, a place of confusion. There is a lot of food that this body needs. It's not only like, we only rely on the physical food, and so when we're hungry in other areas, like spiritual hunger, or this knowledge that you're really hungry for, your mind is telling you read more or go to school, get educated. Like, when those areas are being deprived, we try to feel that hunger with food, and we just become so, like, you're like, man, I'm eating, I'm never satisfied. That's because you're not really physically hungry. Man, I'm talking deep. You're not really physically hungry. There's other places that you need to search at, like, I am hungry in this area. And so you can't really say yes to food all the time. Like, physical food, you have to cut it out, like, for a period of time, maybe a day or 48 hours or even 72 hours, in order for you to get focused on the other areas that are being deprived. And so whenever you have excessive, there is a place where, an area of you where you're very excessive at. For me, it's like food. I am really overindulgent to the point, like, I'm really trying to kill myself. At least, like, I'm killing myself. I feel like my blood is being poisonous, because I'm feeding my body all this junk food, chocolate, sodas. There is no order in that area. And so I'm eating, I'm not satisfied. My body is like, enough. But there is deeper hunger that is like telling me to eat. And I'm eating this physical food, and I'm like, I am still hungry. And it's not my stomach that's hungry. It's other areas that are hungry. And so I am fasting today because I need to give my body a break, my digestive system a break, and to focus on other areas that are being deprived. And that's my spiritual side. That is to get to know myself more too, and to bathe myself in the presence of God more, and to have order in my life. And so I can't really just say yes to every thought that's in my mind. I can't really say yes to people all the time. Like, no, back off. But, like, give me my space, And so there has to be discipline in our life. If you don't have discipline in your life, then you become frustrated because you don't have any control over yourself, over your mind. People begin to walk all over you because you just allow them to. You don't discipline yourself to say no to them or stand up for yourself. And so discipline has to start from somewhere. And so I am heading to Cummins once again. Repeating that again and again. This is a place where I'm like, okay, enough is enough. A trip where it's spontaneous and I don't know how it's gonna end, but I'm really, really gonna dig into the Word of God and have my notebook and my pen and my phone where I can like record some more. And can you imagine just doing all that beside a waterfall? Like, that is gonna be epic for me. Oh Jesus, I'm so excited. I am so excited. And yeah, that is my second release, and to be continued. Alright, so I am here at Cummins Fall. Just arrived. It is 8:56. I left home like let's say like 7:40 something or 7:30 something. I was just taking my time. Sometimes trips are so awesome. Road trips are awesome, and this is so awesome. Like, I never did this by myself, and so this is a first to just isolate myself from everybody, and then to get to know who I am, to get to know what's going on in here, to get to know what's going on in here. And studying yourself is like the hardest thing ever. Like, you can study other subjects, but to study yourself could be challenging because you have to force yourself. You have to like come to a point where you're like confronting, okay, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And we don't want to be straight up with ourselves. Like, we don't want to, it just doesn't feel good to find your weak spots and to find your weaknesses and just being told like, okay, you're cool, but you're kind of messed up too. All right, so I am heading. I just got my backpack on. Here is the beginning of the trail. See you down there. Bye. This is magical. Look at this. The leaves are falling. It's raining leaves. Yeah, so beautiful. Okay. Alright, so far I am feeling refreshed. And one thing that I did was I sat on top of a log and I just started like writing in my journal. And after I wrote about my feelings and my experience so far into this hiking, the Holy Spirit said, read James chapter 4 verse 10. And I'm like, that sounds familiar, but yeah, so I went and read it and I wrote it down, and then when I was reading it, I just started crying. And it said, humble yourselves before me and I will lift you up. And that really just touched me deeper than I ever thought it would at this point, because that's where I'm at. Like, I'm trying to do everything by myself. I'm trying to create doors where all the doors have been shut, and the only way out is to trust God and to humble myself before God, and like, you know what, because in me trying to create all these doors and a way out, that's pretty much letting my pride take over. Like, God, I got this, you know, I can do this by myself. And so I've just read that verse, and it just kind of confirmed to me, like, you just need to humble yourself before me, and I will lift you up and take you out of this hole that is really bothering you. And so, yeah, that's what's going on with me exactly. Is trying to figure out a way by myself and not humbling myself before God. And so far the trip is nice. I've saw the waterfall, and now the trail is going down, and I think it's like a shortcut. I didn't come this way before. Like, the first time I came with my sister was like last year, I think, or a year ago, and it had two ways where the entrance is, like the waterfall overlook, and then coming down to the downstream to see the waterfall itself from the bottom. And so what we did was we just saw the waterfall from the overlook, and then just kind of made our way back, reversed our way back. But this one, I've continued my trail. Like, I passed the waterfall, and then it just guided me up so high, and then I'm just going down. And so what I'm noticing is like I'm closer and closer to the waterfall, and it's like a shortcut. I don't really have to go backwards, because I thought I had to walk backwards and then make it the other way around. So this is like a shortcut, one way. But yeah, that is my journey today. And I just really, really look at this view, like, and it's so beautiful, so awesome. And one thing you just have to be careful is like going down. I almost fell. My foot just slipped, and I was like, ooh. So you just have to be careful. Always look down and be careful with each step that you're taking. But yeah, I mean, you guys hear that? Do you hear that? It is the sound of the waterfall. Sounds so relaxing and calming to the soul. It is November. Let me tell you, November is not feeling that cold as you would expect the weather to be cold in November. It's not cold at all. I mean, look, I just have a hoodie and some leggings on. And now I'm feeling hot. And yeah, I'm just shocked about this weather. I'm making my way down. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, this is it. Like, I'm almost down here to the waterfall. I'm so glad they have these side rails where you can control your balance. The smell of the water. You know that YouTuber that said infinite waters. Just breathe it all in. That's what I'm doing. The smell is so beautiful. I don't know what the smell is. It's like cinnamon, pine tree. I don't know. It's a great mixture. But yeah, I am here at the waterfall. One thing I'm just gonna do is the water is like going down. Let me see. Let me show you guys. The waterfall is that way. And so I'm just thinking about like me coming back. How am I gonna do it? You know, we're not overthinking nothing today. Going with the flow of how we feel at the moment, at the present. So all I'm worried about right now is just getting to the waterfall. But yeah, bye. Okay. So I've been trying to avoid the water to get to the waterfall. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid this right here. But I don't think I can because this is like, look, it gets this area right here. Like I can walk and then I don't have no other way. I have to go through the water. So, this is going to be fun. What I'm going to do is just take this way, this path, and then just go across that way. And then walk from there that way. Whatever. So I made it across. I had to take my shoes off. I don't like that wet sock shoe feeling. I mean, it was pretty intense. I'm going to tell you, it was pretty intense. But in order for you to cross places, sometimes you just have to take a risk. And look at this. This is so nice. Like, I'm looking so high up. Camera-wise, it looks like it's so close, but it's actually far. I don't know. I would say like 50 feet high or 30 feet high. Yeah, but I don't know if I should put my shoes on. The rocks are really intense. I hope I didn't really... You know, sometimes you don't feel pain until you go home and then you find places where you really cut yourself. That's what happened to me last time. I fell so hard. Well, I didn't fall like extremely hard, but I fell, and then when I got home, I found a cut. Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly it. Let me tell you, I'm so hungry. I'm not really hungry. I just want food. Like that hungry feeling I'm not used to. I just want something to eat right now. Oh man. The smell is like fishy smell. Of course, because I'm closer to the water, but yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna go and get closer to the waterfall. It seems so far, jeez. I finally made it. Oh my God. Look at the sweat. Yep, I finally made it. It's kind of so scary, like looking down. I mean, I am kind of high, but whew, I don't know if I'm scared of heights or not. But just looking down, this is it. And this is how close I am to the waterfall. I am gonna scream because it's so loud. Oh my goodness. I am the only one here. I can see people looking from up there, the overlook area. You can view the waterfall from up there, and I was there for a moment, and I can see people up there looking too. They're looking down on me. It kind of feels awkward, but yeah, I'm here, and it's such a nice view, and it was kind of risky to come all the way over here because first of all, it's kind of chilly. The water is cold, it's intense. And I kind of scared a little bit. My heartbeat is like beating really high being here, the only person. And yeah, it is kind of risky like to come by yourself and not have somebody coming with you because, you know, if you fall or get injured or something like that, you have somebody to back you up. So I came by myself, and not having the right proper shoes, the rocks are pretty slippery. All right, bye. All right, so right here I just inserted this clip. I was sitting so close to the waterfall and the view was beautiful. And just wanted to advise you, if you really live in the Tennessee area, I mean, go check this place out. It's amazing, and it will change your life. Okay, take your family members, take your mama, your granny, everybody in them. Okay, take them with you and just have some quality time and enjoy yourselves. Okay, so that is my advice to you. And yeah, I really enjoyed this trip, and I just thought that I would share this clip with you guys. Alrighty. Just got done with the waterfall. Yeah, so yeah, it was so hard coming up upstream, because whenever you go down to the waterfall, I mean, you're really going down, and then when you like, I'm out of breath because you climb your way up back. So to make it to the top, I just passed the overlook area, and my experience was good, I would say. I really enjoyed myself, and I'll talk more in the car about what happened. Let me tell you, this trip was so awesome. Like, it was needed. It was really needed. And I think I'm going the wrong way, but hopefully I don't face any car coming this way. But it was truly needed, and I just feel blessed. I feel awakened, and this trip was all about being awakened. To just tell me, like, Tuta, what's going on? Like, come on. I know you're going through a lot of stuff. I know there's a lot of hardship that is before you, around you, all over you. There's a lot of hardship, but you gotta shake it off and keep going. Just keep going. What's self-pity gonna do to you? What's overindulging in food, trying to hide from your problems, gonna do to you? It's not gonna solve anything. And so this was definitely an awakening. And I was reading the book of Luke from chapter 10 all the way to chapter 15, and I've just realized how God is near. God is near, and he wants us to be prepared for his coming. And we get distracted about our circumstances, and the enemy really gets us, like, distracted, to not focus, to not focus on your purpose and why you're still here. Like, he distracts us with many stuff, and we get distracted and get overwhelmed, and we forget that. Alright, so I'm just gonna cut this video short, and just wanted to just remind you, you know, of course, that, I mean, life could be hard, okay? Life could be hard, but what can you do? You know, one way you could just diffuse your frustration is just sit by yourself, okay? Sit by yourself, think what you're thinking about, alright? Examine your thoughts and pull away from people, and I'll promise you, if you do that, you will come to the root cause of what's causing whatever your frustration. So I just wanted to cut this video short, and I'm sorry that it was so long. It was so long, but Cummins Fall is a place where you can release it, okay? Release it. And I just want to say bye, okay? Bye. Home.